Morning. Good morning. Wind. That ruins the microphone. So, a little update on the flying situation with the young birds. I'm going to let them out a little bit earlier because I'm doing a split shift at work today. So they're going out, it's middle of the day now. And they've had a little bit of feed yesterday. I've changed the feed, so there's no more breed and wean. They're on depurative only at the moment until I can get some diet or some barley. I know I've got different conflicting advice from people. Some people say give them 50% barley, some people say don't touch barley. But I think the general gist is I'm giving them too rich a mixture, or have been last week. So we've been on pretty much depurative for the last few days, and I've just reduced that a little bit. So we'll see how they fly, see if they fly a little bit better today. Hopefully they will. I might even weigh some of these birds just to get an idea of weight. See if they are a bit too fat. Yeah, let's get them out. Anybody going? Oh, I've also changed the roof here. I've added this little flap, and this is just to make the landing pad a little bit bigger. I'm going to paint that a brighter colour so they can see it, and I'll just need to make it a little bit more rigid. But the idea there is that there's a lot more space for them to sit, so rather than being on the roof, I'm hoping that they'll land here, and then I can just fold that away when it's not needed. Nice and high, those three, they've gone straight out. Look at that. The others are a little bit more reluctant to come out, I think, because of the new flap. They're having a good look at that. I think they're a bit confused about it, but we'll get them moving soon. Go on join your buddies. We've got a couple stragglers there, and we've got the main flock there. Seems to be flying okay. There's three on the loft, on the roof there, that I can't get, and there's these young birds here, so I'm not bothered about spooking them to fly because they've only been here a week. And there's our main bunch up there. There were a few flying quite high, but I've forced the others out of the loft to get them up into the sky with a broom, and now they're circling. And there's a couple of that, obviously they're a bit younger and not quite got the hang of what's going on. They're probably going to come into land now, look. That's fine. Let some of the young ones land. But the main batch, they're looking pretty good. Hopefully we'll keep them in the sky for a while. They've been up for about 5 or 6 minutes. Hard to say which. They don't look particularly fat really, do they? Obviously there's some of the younger birds here. This one closest to me, looking a bit scruffy. Might just be because it's quite heavily molting that doesn't want to fly. And that one in the middle always seems to be separating his wings slightly and panting. Like it's literally been out for a minute or two and it's panting, look, in the middle. So I wonder if that one's got a problem. It opens his wings every time. Let's see if we can get a bit closer. Yeah, so what does that mean? He's panting, he's got his wings out, or she, and it's hardly done anything, so I wonder if that one's got a problem. Try and work out what ring number it is, and then I'll catch it later and have a look, give it a good look in it. See if I can get a ring number. Which one are you? Blue bar. There's something not right with that bum. I can't see the ring number, so trying to look for identifying marks. It's got a bit of molt going around its head. No, two. It's got two black dots on its right wing. No, 3 black dots on its right wing. But I'll try and work it out. See if I can find it later. News is these are flying pretty good. The ones that are still in the air. I think they're a bit reluctant to come down, but that's 20 minutes. 25 minutes they've been flying. Right, some of them are down now. What are you doing, Rufus? You on guard? Guard duty? I'm just playing with your ball. Okay, you do that. I think they're ready to come in. Right, we'll feed you lot, then we'll get the next lot in. So this lot I've already had 100 grams between them, which is half their allowance for today. So I've moved them into the first section. The downside of doing this is it's still early in the day. I normally feed them about 3 or 4 o'clock, so we're a few hours early. I need to work on my trap training, I think. They must be way too overfed. Okay, well that's all you're getting for the day then, I think. If they're not coming in at all, they just simply must not be hungry. So rather than have them all sitting on the loft, I've sent them back up in the air again, because they're not coming in, so I don't want them sitting down so they can fly. So there they are. And there's still a few young birds on there, but I'm definitely going to have to keep them separated, I think, these two sections, these two younger and older young birds, because I can't tell which ones are being lazy and which ones are just young. But they're obviously not hungry, otherwise they'd have come in, so need to get them to build up a bit of an appetite, I think. These ones that are crashing down are obviously not very good at flying, so we'll let them for now, but otherwise they've got to start moving, I think. Or they come in when called. Okay, so we've still got a load flying. They wouldn't come in again, so I sent them back up. It's an hour. They've now been flying. So we'll get them in when they're hungry. Still the youngest birds up there, but the rest of them are up. Okay, and with that, so we've got them all down and some of them in, and that's like an hour and a half practically, probably an hour and 20 minutes, because they landed for a little while. So they can definitely fly, so it might have just been that I wasn't given the opportunity to fly long enough, or the weather wasn't quite right. I'm not sure what's been the issue, but the 20 odd that wanted to fly today really just kept flying, but they're not trapping, so I'm gonna have to work on my trapping for a little while. I got some of them in, and I was shaking the tin and they were looking at me as if I was going to feed them out of my hand, and they know that the food is in the loft, so I'm not sure what's going on there, so we're just gonna have to revisit it. We've got a straggler there that we've picked up on top of the loft there, so it's got a phone number on it, so if I get that I'll give that one a ring. I'll ring whoever it is if we trap it, otherwise we'll just let it go. Or try not to let it in the loft, actually. So yeah, I'm not going to feed them anymore. They've had a few on the landing board just to try and tempt them in. A few seeds on the landing board to tempt them in, but they don't seem that fussed, so I'm sure they'll be a lot hungrier tomorrow, and maybe we'll have more control of them, so we'll see.